Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I am Dr. Caroline Cristo, a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm also a college professor and the CEO and founder of Happier, Healthier, Productive Inc. Yesterday was quite a day, and I have to be honest, I cried. I cried because I empathize with maybe the child of the mother who got shot if she had a child or she was somebody's daughter. I cried because I thought of the officers that got hurt and how their lives will be impacted. So I did cry, and there's a lot going on. And in my previous video, I encourage you guys to be truthful and to live an honest and authentic life. And that, to me, when I'm feeling pain and stress and sorrow, I will take some time to cry. So I encourage you to do that. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just a sign of a need to relieve some pain. So my husband happened to call me, and he said, "Babe, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I just finished crying, and now I'm putting some content together to share on Facebook and on YouTube." So what am I saying? I'm saying that I learned more. I learned more from yesterday's situation, to the people that lost a mother, a father, an uncle, a husband, a spouse, a partner yesterday at the Capitol insurrection or failed insurrection. My condolences go to you and your families. I cannot emphasize how nobody needed to die. No, nobody needed to die. Nobody needed to feel their life threatened, but it is what it is. It is what we have and what we're facing. But my goal is to be a supporter and encourager, to answer any questions that you may have regarding mental health. My goal is to help journey through all this with less anxiety, less fear, and more planning and less depression. So another lesson that I learned yesterday, I already shared on the one video about lack of preparedness and how it only leads to death or danger. And I wanted to specifically, as my heart was with the woman that got shot and killed, the title of what I'm about to share with you is Woman Who Got Shot and Killed in the Capitol Building, How to Prepare Yourself for a Protest. I'm not against protesting. I think that people need to have a form of expression, and this is one of them, and that protests are supposed to be safe and that it is your right. But here are some tips and things to consider before you step out of that door to go protest, to go gather, to go express yourself in a mob, in a group. The first thing that I would like for you to consider or to know is that the why and what you're protesting about. It's important that you know what and why, but also what your expectations are after you're done protesting. What is your outcome? What is the outcome that you're expecting? And the outcome may be, you know what, I stepped out there, I was with a bunch of people, we all came together and agreed, like-minded. We just wanted to be heard, and we did. You come home, fine, if that's the outcome you had. So clearly think of why and the outcome that you're hoping for. And there you go. What is your goal in doing that? The second thing that I would like for our protesters to think about is to prepare yourself emotionally and psychologically, because it is very draining to be out in a mob or a bunch of people. At least for me it is. Whenever I come back drained. But if it's something that you choose to do, prepare your mind, prepare your psyche and your emotional state as you go there. The third thing is to think safety. Think safety. I don't think this woman, when she went there today, that she thought she would die. I don't think anybody went there thinking, hey, I may not make it back home. But that's something we probably need to think about. Think safety. And maybe go with somebody for that aspect. I'll talk more about safety again. But think safety, that you're going into a situation where it may be crowded and your safety may be compromised. Point number 4 is to prepare. We're in a pandemic still, so to prepare that you may contract COVID and bring it home to your family if you have a family. That's a high chance that it could happen because there's some people out there who have masks. Some do not have masks. There's more than likely some yelling. There's no social distancing. So prepare that you may come home with COVID and won't know until somebody contracts it or until you become symptomatic. The next point is to prepare your family. Prepare your family, yourself, and your significant others for the unknown. And what is the unknown? The unknown is that the protests may become violent. Remember that not everybody there is there to protest peacefully. There's some people who have been deployed to come and cause chaos and rile the crowd, and you think they're with you for the same purpose, but they're there for a different one. So remember that you're not in control of the crowd, and you're not in control of what they may choose to do. You cannot be in control of the crowd, and you cannot be in control of what the crowd may choose to do. Mob psychology can become dangerous very quickly. We saw that today. People just breaking and busting and encouraging each other to escalate. The other unknown is you may get tear gassed, you may get arrested, and just if you have kids, just know that if you get arrested, who's going to take your kids? How will it impact your family? You may get trampled over in the event that there's some type of a stampede, for a lack of a better word. You may get stampled over, break a limb, and end up in the emergency room. Also remember that not everyone, like I said, is there to protest peacefully. Some are there to instigate violence, as I already spoke. Remember, you may come home, again, like I said, with a broken limb and end up in the emergency room. So kind of plan for that. I let your family know, hey, if I don't come back or end up in the emergency room, could you please pick up the kids or have a backup plan in the event that you don't come back home. So preparation and how that may, like I said, impact your loved ones, your family. Also remember that being that you're going into an unknown situation, it may be necessary, and this is reality, this is life, this is the life that happened today where somebody got killed, a few people, 4 people died. It may be necessary for you to ensure that your will is in place, that your affairs are in place, that your house is in place, so that your family, as they grieve your loss, that they are also not trying to clean up other things that you could clean before you step out that door, because this is an unknown situation. And I know we probably don't think about this, but the people that died today, they didn't know that they were not going to go back to their loved ones. Finally, while you're over there, while you are at the protest, be mindful of your surrounding. Listen to the tone of the protest. Is it feel the energy? Is it a positive tone? Be attuned to your environment. Is it a positive tone? What kind of energy is it? Is it peaceful? Is it so? Could it escalate? Kind of position yourself in a way that you can remove yourself if the situation escalates. Think safety. And we've seen a lot of that where people cannot get out, where they fall. I saw a lot of older people being assisted down the stairs in a situation that could turn ugly really fast, and you can't run. Consequently, if you need help, or if you have health issues, you may want to plan for that. In conclusion, protests are supposed to be mostly positive and peaceful, a form of expression so that you can be heard, so that we can be heard. But sadly, lately, they have turned out fatal. They've turned out fatal with people not returning home to their families. So please keep your family and loved ones in mind when you step out the door to go to protest. Keep all these tips in mind, and also put yourself in a situation where you need to, if you need to escape. But keep your loved ones in mind when you put yourself in these situations that could get ugly very, very quickly, and situations that may lead to death, illness, due to compromised safety like we saw today. I'm Dr. Caroline Crystal. See you at the top. See you on the other side. I am determined. I want strength and tenacity for us to make it through and definitely make 2021 what we want it to be through preparation, through healing, through supporting one another, through encouraging one another. Thank you very much and have a good one. Goodbye.